I'm going to keep this video really quiet and brief. I'm making this video to show you don't need to spend a fortune on camera equipment to get decent footage on YouTube. I recently purchased a new camera. I say new, it's an old camera. It's about 10 years old in fact. That's the Panasonic G6. Filming on it right now in fact, and actually I think it looks pretty good for a camera that's 10 years old, maybe a little bit more than that now. And £100 is what, equivalent to about $120, $125 for those interested. And yeah, I've been quite impressed with it, to be honest with you. Just to let you know sort of what you can get for that sort of money. The G6 that I picked up is in really good condition. It's got a microphone input, it's got a HDMI output, it's got very good onboard audio. I'm using the inbuilt microphone right now. Usually I use just a little voice recorder. I will probably get a microphone at some point as things pick up and progress. You get 1080p footage up to 60 frames per second, which I'm very happy with actually. I spent a long time looking at different cameras before I purchased this one, and to get 60 FPS, a lot of the other cameras cost well in excess of 200, 300, 400 pounds, all with big chunky DSLRs or expensive new mirrorless cameras. I came across the G6 by accident, and it's got exactly what I needed to have. I came across this camera by accident. I was watching a video by a YouTuber called Nigels. I'll leave a link to his channel in my description below. I do urge you to check him out, it's a really awesome filmmaker. But the video I watched in particular was this one right here, and he's using the Panasonic G6. And I just thought, from a filmmaking standpoint, it was an amazing video. And I pretty much immediately went out and purchased this camera to give it a go myself. Now obviously the camera is old by today's standards. You don't get any 4K footage, which I'm not particularly bothered about shooting in 4K, not right now anyway. I think 1080p footage still looks great for most people, especially if you're watching on a mobile phone, a tablet, or even most TVs to be honest. And I do upscale a lot of my videos anyway, and it does a good enough job for what I want to use it for. The in-body stabilisation is not great. The dynamic range isn't amazing. The low light performance isn't great either, but right now for this video, I'm just stood in my living room in front of a window. So it's just me, some sunlight and the camera. And I think it's doing an alright job in terms of its focus speed and its focus accuracy. Old cameras aren't generally known for having amazing autofocus. And in fact, a lot of video producers, a lot of video makers will shoot manual focus anyway. Right now I'm using autofocus tracking. It should be tracking my face. Hopefully it's doing a good job. It seems to be following me around. Okay, so fingers crossed it comes out alright. Let me know below if not. But yeah, I suppose the message, if this video has reached you, is don't worry too much about your equipment. You can get a very good quality camera for not a lot of money really. Don't get sucked into looking at all the statistics on the new cameras, which is what I was doing for ages. And I was thinking to myself, I'm never going to get a good quality YouTube channel because I can't afford to go out and buy all this expensive equipment. But actually, looking back at some of the videos I've made with this camera already, I'm very impressed with it. I'm just using the kit lens right now. So that's the lens that came with the camera. Kit lenses are known for being very basic, not known for their video performance. But it's doing a good enough job for YouTube. And I think that's the point, isn't it? I know this isn't a very inspirational video. I'm not a motivational speaker. I know there's not loads of amazing footage. If I could just get a message out there, it would be, don't worry too much about your equipment. You don't need to spend a fortune. There are very good cameras out there that were good 10 years ago and still good today. 1080p footage is 1080p footage. If it was an amazing camera 10 years ago, it's still going to produce amazing 1080p footage today. Simple. So now I've got you and you're here, let me give you an update on the channel, okay? I want to take it in a new direction. I want to focus more on the photography and cinematography side of things. Particularly now I've got this new camera, I really want to push myself and push the camera to the limits to see what sort of content we can create and what we can produce. There's still going to be plenty of walks, plenty of outdoor activity, days out with the children, all that kind of stuff still going to be there, but the content's going to be a little bit different. It's going to be filmed in sort of more of a cinematography, documentary style. And I hope it turns out alright, and I hope people enjoy it and watch it, and you're interested in seeing that. Please give me a subscribe, join the channel, So that's the video really. So to summarise, I spent £100 on a 10-year-old camera and I got really impressive 1080p footage that I'm happy with. But I suppose the real test is what everyone else thinks to it, whether you think the footage looks good. If you do, please drop me a comment below, let me know what you think to the footage. So yeah, this camera cost me £100, it's a Panasonic G6, it's got a microphone on board, it's got a microphone input, it's got HDMI out, it's got Wi-Fi. You don't get any 4K footage, you don't get any log footage, but I think it's good enough. What do you think? Let me know below.